What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am Aftersound, and we bring you Splinterlands content every single day. I also stream over on Twitch at This Is Aftersound, so come by, say hello, and we do giveaways there every stream. We do giveaways here, and yeah. So I've been getting questions about this. People have reached out to me directly, like I have any kind of influence, but I appreciate that. I appreciate the thought more than you know. But people have been asking me, what are my thoughts about this getting on Binance? Should we make a push to get this on Binance? Should we start a movement? Whatever the case is. I actually want to come out and say very, very explicitly that I don't want this on Binance yet. All right. Now, I got my birthday wish. This was trading almost or just under $1 at like 90 something cents yesterday. And it did dip, which is nice. We were at, what was this? What was the high here yesterday? 95, 90, yeah, 94, 95 cents or so. And we did get a dip all the way into the 70s, which was nice. I did scoop up a little bit more here and there. So here's the thing, guys. I look at Splinterlands, and it is like the best kept secret so far in the NFT / crypto gaming space. Right. And that secret is quickly getting out there. You are seeing the player base rise so much. Now, again, I don't have much experience with Axie, but I do know a couple of things. And one of the things is that it is actually expensive to get into Axie. It's going to cost you a couple of $100s just to get some Axies to play with, right? To get some of those NFTs to play with. And I believe you need 3 of them. So there is this startup cost in Axie Infinity. But there's also a wide player base. There's a lot of money that's flowing into the area. I do believe that is going to happen to SPS. I do believe that's going to happen to Splinterlands at some point. I just don't want it to happen yet. And I apologize if there are people here who are trying to flip this, and it could mean so much if SPS mooned and did a 10x from here. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I hold a good amount of SPS myself. I'm holding it for the long term. I'm an investor first and then a player. And I feel as though the assets in Splinterlands make it much easier to get into because the rental market is superb compared to a lot of other games that I've looked at out there, as well as just the market economy overall. So to me, Splinterlands just seems like one of the best kept secrets that is, again, not going to be a secret for very long. So there will be at some point a push and probably interest from these major exchanges to get SPS on there. I don't think we're there yet. I think SPS is going to moon well before it does that, right? So for those of you thinking that a Binance listing is around the corner, I don't know. I could be wrong, but if we follow the model of Axie, right? And again, Axie may have like busted down doors that'll make it easier for major exchanges to look at this and say, you know what? Let's go ahead and add it. We're not going to wait for it to do what Axie did. We want that volume. We want those fees, right? So there is a counterplay here that if some of these exchanges are looking around for it, what I will say, and I'm only echoing this from the AMAs, is that Agrode and the team have like zero desire to get this on Binance. That is at the bottom, if it is even at all on their list of priorities. So that is something that he says is a decision only Binance or these major exchanges can make. So my thought process here right now is, guys, this is a game that is growing. Okay, I am bullish on it long term. The price action is always going to be volatile, and it's going to follow, as I've talked about in previous videos, it's going to follow both the Bitcoin 4-year halving cycle, which is about to potentially boom right in Q4 of the year following the year following the halving. But it's also going to follow its own cycle, as we've seen that it counter traded somewhat when Bitcoin was stalling in September. This thing pumped because of the announcement of Chaos Legion. And when Land potentially comes out and SPS or Rift Watchers comes out and potentially SPS is used or utilized in different ways within the game, that's going to give SPS its value. That is going to give the assets inside Splinterlands its value. And one of the things that is still blowing my mind here, right? And it kind of hurts me a little bit to say this out loud because I want these cards and I just don't have the capital to get them. I'm putting everything into SPS right now, but for those who followed some of my journey, you know how much I love Lamacron and Yodin and some of these like major cards here, and to think about the fact that there are only, like, this number up here, there are only there are less than 2,000 Jotuns in circulation. Like, that's it. That's all there will ever be. And if more of these get leveled up, that is going to decrease and decrease over time in a game that now has 1 million spellbook owners, right? And granted, okay, so there's about 100 gold foil, and these are going for insane prices. So again, the assets are not like, at some point when the player base is large enough, you won't be coming across some of these legendary summoners or some of these legendary monsters. I mean, look at Kron. There's 2,700 of him, right? There's not that much out there. Now, Chaos Legion and the new rewards cards, the Chaos Legion rewards cards, are bringing us more cards, right? And that's why I'm doing my best to scoop those up because, as I've said, one of the things that blows my mind with something like this is, right, so there's 12,000 Jin O'Shaughnesses right now, but there will only ever be a maximum of 200,000 in a game that currently has 1 million players, that is not listed on any major exchanges, and is, and is continuously growing. So the players are going to come in here. So let me get back to this, okay? Because I got a little ahead of myself here, or went down another rabbit hole. Right now, the only places that you can buy SPS, right, are the markets listed here. And let's go ahead and see all markets. A lot of people are using the Binance Smart Chain. You can get it on PancakeSwap. You can send money into Hive Engine and grab it there, or you can go into some of these smaller exchanges. You can see the prices on all these different exchanges as well. This is all taken from CoinMarketCap, so you can see this somewhat in real time for those of you who may not be as familiar with crypto but want to start checking into this. Once this happens with Binance, right, potentially, or any major exchange that it gets listed on, the amount of money that will flow in will be great, but there will also be way more pump and dumps because there will be a lot of investors coming in, a lot of whales coming in trying to flip the token, right? Trying to flip a profit on the token. And as we can see here, I mean, over half of all tokens currently in circulation are staked, which means they cannot be bought or sold, and that's creating a supply shock that I've said works both ways. Somebody can pump the market, and somebody can dump the market if they hold a lot of liquid assets, right? So we are seeing some of that. I mean, if you had bought even less than a week ago, 60 cents, 50 cents, this pumped like almost 50%, probably over 50%, and has now dumped another 25%. So there are whale games being played here, even with just it being a small, and I don't believe this is right. I think we're closer to like 150, 180 million market cap. But the fully diluted market cap of this is less than 3 billion. And as I said, with Axie, the fully diluted market cap there's 32 billion. So it's almost 10x, or it's over 10x, right? Yeah, my math is good. Yeah, okay, it's over 10x of where this is. So if you imagine 10x money coming in, yes, it's going to mint even more millionaires of people who are holding SPS, right, in the long run. But you have to understand that the more money that comes in, the more attention that comes in affects two things within the game. One, it affects the token price because there will be whales that try to pump and dump it in the same way that whales can pump and dump Bitcoin right now. The market cap, while large for Bitcoin at 1 trillion, is still tiny compared to everything else. You have to realize that Bitcoin at a $1 trillion market cap is half the value of Apple. And Apple is one company in the entire stock exchange. So you can imagine whales being able to come in and pump and dump a $1 trillion market cap. Smaller whales, or we'll call them, orcas or belugas, or whatever sea animal you want to call them, people with much less money, but still a significant amount of money can come in and pump and dump this, and they are. So the more attention that gets onto Splinterlands, not only will there be more whale games that happen with SPS, but it will bring more players in, which again is good for the company. So I'm not trying to say this. I'm saying this completely selfishly. It's going to bring more players in, and those assets are already scarce as it is, and they are flying off the digital shelves. So I am saying, for me personally, that I believe in this game long run, and I know it's going to get there organically. It doesn't need to get pumped and dumped. People will come to it. It's one of those like build something great and people will come to it, right? So I know it's going to get there. I, for myself, would prefer that we don't get the Binance pump and dump or the Coinbase pump and dump or whatever ends up happening, right? I would rather, because I'm interested in the game. I'm interested in the long term health of the game. People have been asking me. I still don't have an exit strategy, and I know that I need to come up with one. But part of me is just looking at this and saying, the team wants me to buy and stake and hold and stake SPS for the long run. They are making it worth my while with things like vouchers and who knows what else that will come down the line. So why wouldn't I continue to do that? So that's all I got for you guys in today's video. I don't want Binance yet. I would actually prefer Binance not to even happen until Bitcoin kind of does its full complete cycle and goes back into a bear market, because at that point, similar to when Bitcoin dumped in May, everybody started flocking to games and Axie pumped at that point, right? And it was like counter trend, counter cyclical of what was happening within the broader market. And it would be really cool to see something like that when the dust settles from all the other crypto. When the dog memes and all those, like when people get wrecked, because they will, then the true investors, the true players who want to find projects in a bear market, those are the ones who are going to come here, buy, hold, and be parts of the communities, and are not just going to be trying to flip it. So that's my thought process. Again, it's just one man's opinion, one YouTuber's opinion, and I'm not a whale, so it's not like I can affect any of this anyway. But I own SPS token. I own in-game assets. I'm playing this game, and it has become a big part of my life in many ways, bigger than I ever expected it to be. And so I do want to see it successful, but I want to see it successful in a way that's organic, sustainable, and has players who are coming in and understand the ecosystem and can build for the long term. All right, guys. So that's all I have for you guys today. If you're enjoying this content, please consider liking and subscribing. It is a free and easy way to support the channel. Aside from that, if you want to potentially get into a giveaway, come over on Twitch or leave a comment here, and make sure to leave your in-game username in the comments. And I go through on a weekly basis and send out a little something to the best comments in the comments section. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the game and in the next video. Have a good one.